So I'm not surprised to see people migrating toward Trump. I think this is the beginning of that migration. I think it's going to continue. And he recognizes that the country is in trouble and it needs to be saved. And so do the other people, particularly with the trial that's going on. It's patently obvious to anybody with half of a brain that this is political persecution.
Yeah, and President Trump stopped to give a brief interview with a local reporter from News 12 New York yesterday. She asked him if he would share his top 3 VP picks. And then he said he didn't want to get into it, but then he followed up with your name first. Have you spoken to the former president about possibly being his VP?
No, I've spoken to him about how we're going to save this country, though. And that's really going to be the key issue. You know, for me, whether I'm inside the administration or outside the administration, I'm committed to working very hard for the rest of my life to save our country.
If he asked you to be vice president, would you?
I would carefully and prayerfully consider that. And it would be an honor to work with him in any capacity.
I want to play a clip of an interview with a Bronx resident before the rally yesterday. Take a listen.
I think things are a little bit worse. I watched it, it's declining. Everybody's struggling, people are getting desperate too. That brings the crime up. When you get poverty and you get a bunch of people that come here that get actually more benefits than the people that been here, then what?
Yeah, Dr. Carson, we're hearing a lot of this. You know, people born and raised in places like the Bronx, and now they're seeing these illegal migrants come to this country and get more benefits than they're receiving. Is that why we're seeing many of these people now turning to vote Republican?
Oh, without question. Not only are they getting benefits, but they're taking jobs. They're taking opportunities that should belong to the people who've been here, been paying their dues and been paying their taxes their whole lives. It's patently unfair. And people see that. It's the unfairness that I think is driving people toward Trump. Plus the fact that he's very open. He's transparent. You never have to scratch your head and say, I wonder what he's thinking. You know what he's thinking. And that's good. That's not something that we generally see in the political class.
I want to ask you about President Biden. The president that we saw at the State of the Union seemed to be a president or someone that was hopped up on B12. He had a lot more energy than we normally see. And now, all jokes aside about that, President Trump is calling for him to have a drug test, possibly, before they do their debates to make sure that he's clean. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, obviously, but you saw the State of the Union and you see him in day-to-day life. I'm just wondering, do you think he could be taking something to be that hopped up, to have that kind of energy? Because we don't see that every single day. Something changes sometimes. Again, I know you're not treating the president.
Well, certainly there are drugs that can be used to energize a person in that state. And whether it's been done or not, I don't know. But what I do know is that he's not functioning at a high capacity. And we need people functioning at a high capacity who are in charge of our country, who have access to the red button with nuclear weapons. I mean, we're in grave danger when we have somebody who's not functioning at a high level. And let's just hope we can get through to the election. I think the people will do their job. That's the reason that the founders put the vote in the hands of the people, and they have to use it responsibly to change the direction of our country. I believe we will see that happen.
So, Doctor, you say he's not functioning at a high capacity. What are you seeing? Are you seeing cognitive decline happen before our very eyes?
Oh, without question. All you have to do is look at him now and look at tapes of him from a few years ago. You can see a marked difference. And that's what you see in people with significant cognitive decline. Him looking lost all the time, looking for somebody to guide him. You know, really, the level of dishonesty of the people who are supporting him is massive. And they obviously don't care about the country and the welfare of the people and what's going to happen to us and the danger that that presents. They just want power. And I hope the American people see that and will react appropriately.